I think Drake had discovered me. Like a week later, it was Lil Baby. I can't put a name to the amount, but some have given me 3 million. Some have gone as low as like 10K. Like, and this is something a non-gambler will never understand: the emotional hangover of taking a loss of any size. Girls sign an NDA and have to hand their phone into the locker before they walk in. Men are all high-profile men. There's very little female players in this network. There are some. Playing poker is not illegal. What's illegal is running an unlicensed casino. Every time a celebrity calls me and asks me to bring them to Vegas, this is the spot we go. So I think they reap the benefits of the biggest names in the world walking into their doors.
It's good promotion for them.
Yeah, but they only walk into that set of doors because I'm the one that brought them there. The relevant part of my gambling career took place over 3 years.
Yeah.
The first year was where I told you we were buying in for 30 to 50 and doubling up, but we didn't care about winning.
Yeah.
It was nice that we were winning, but we didn't care. The second year is where we started to take it serious, where we added a 0 to everything. And the third year is we are, bar none, going to work and we'll do everything we can to take these casinos down. Roughly at the 18-month mark in the 3 years, which is halfway through our second year, where we're doing the 6 figures, entering 7 figures, that's where it starts to become a problem.
Okay. Tell us about how you noticed them starting to fuck with you.
Well, they started to do things like they took my jet away. And I'm like, what'd you take the jet away for? And they go, well, you're not bringing in enough money. And I go, what? I go, I'm the biggest bettor in the city for the last 6 months. And they go, well, it's not enough. I go, that's suspicious.
So they would send a jet to LA to pick you up and fly you in?
They gave me a jet to go anywhere, do anything. I used to take it to go check my mail. I used to go, one time I threw a party and I just took it, and I had a hat in LA at my crib that I wanted to wear to the party. I just took the jet to LA. When I landed, I told the pilot, I said, don't leave the plane. I'll be right back. My driver was on the tarmac in LA at Van Nuys, drove me straight to my crib. I ran inside, grabbed a hat. Driver took me back to the tarmac, got him, and went to the party. I just used it like it was I used PJs like it was an Uber. They took that away. And I go, that's weird. I'm the biggest depositor in the city for 6 months.
Yeah.
And there's so many jets these casinos own. Like, why would you take mine away? It's a weird thing to take away from me. Then they'd be like, I'd say, hey, I want to go to this villa. They go, can't give it to you. Who are you going to give it to? Somebody else. I go, well, there's nobody more valuable to you in pure numbers than me. Why would you give that premium villa to somebody else? Because I'm like, that's suspicious. So we started to see this. Then they started to do weird little things like harass me or bust my balls, or I had a parking space at the front door of every casino on the strip. So I would just self-park and keep my keys. They started busting my balls with that and cornering me, and you could just see.
Yeah, it was like little harassments, little things that were
like
taken away.
microaggressions.
So why, I got a question, this is a private business. Couldn't they just ban you outright for any reason?
They could, and eventually they did. I believe that they were very torn. I think out of the 10 executives watching me, 5 said, he's cheating and a liability, get him out. And the other 5 said, we can't catch him cheating. We haven't figured out any unethical play he does. He's just so lucky. Keep him a little longer. He's got to give it all back. So I think it was this fight. So they go, well, where's the common ground? And they go, what if we just shake the pot a lot? And someone goes, well, how are you going to shake his pot? They go, let's take away everything he likes. Let's start with that. Yeah. So they took away all the stuff I like. And it did shake my pot. It got me pissed off. I was like, you just are you're inconveniencing me a lot now. And they go, okay, he's still winning though. What else can we do? And that's when it started getting crazy. They go, jam his Wi-Fi. Make sure he has no cell service. Now I can't use my cell. No cell phones work in any of my villas or my rooms.
Wow.
Okay. No, now
and they have that capability. That's like the NSA or something. That's like high level government.
It's actually not that hard.
Technology.
So I had spoke about it years ago in an interview, and all these people said, no, it's impossible. You can't jam. First of all, I'm not a technician. Let me just be super clear, right? So I don't know all the correct terms. What I know is that if there's 2 rooms that share an adjoining wall, one's in my name, one's in your name. The one in your name, you have flawless cell phone capabilities. As soon as you go 4 feet into my room, your phone is now a paperweight. And I put it to the test. And then I recorded a video doing it. When I recorded this video, it got like 10 million. I recorded it at night, went to sleep, woke up in the morning, I had like 10 million views. That casino knocked on my door and told me to leave. And I recorded that too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So.
Oh, but what I meant to say is people had contacted me because they also locked me in an elevator one time. And I posted the video from the elevator.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm locked in here. You know, I was with Odell Beckham. We were gambling. We both separated to go to our room for the night. When I got in the elevator, I got locked in there. And it was like a whole thing. Both an elevator, I don't know, builder, technician, I don't know what, and many people that are, I don't know what the term is, familiar with how they explained it to me that it's like a net, sort of like this light is, right? A net. What they can do is they can shut off certain parts of the net. So you can't get the cell to go through that area.
Right.
So all these people that came forward and said, yeah, I can block that. If I was in the tech room or whatever at the casino, he goes, it's a pretty simple task. I personally can just block it.
Right.
They go, and same with the elevator guy. So the elevator guy took my elevator video. He stitched it on TikTok with him in an elevator room, pulling the levers to lock somebody in an elevator.
That's believable.
Yeah.
That's totally believable.
Well, not the comments.
Well,
yeah.
At what point now you're posting on Instagram, you're becoming an influencer. At what point do the celebrities come in and start giving you their money to gamble with?
Like immediately. As soon as I started social media, it immediately went viral.
Who were the first people that approached you?
I think Drake was the very first person. I think Drake had discovered me. Like a week later was Lil Baby, and then after that,
and they just DM you.
Yeah.
What does a DM from Drake look like? Can I see it?
No, I don't want to do that because I think that he's very private, and I think that he prefers people not to like use his name for clicks and stuff like that. So
was that wild though? Seeing like, wow,
this is how it started.
I was homeless in Harlem, and now I got Drake in my DMs.
Yeah, it's
want me to gamble his money. Can you say the amounts of money? Can you say that? Like,
I can't put a name to the amount, but some have given me 3 million. Some have gone as low as like 10K. Like, but in the beginning, I was just some guy, bro. I'm still some guy. You know what I mean? But back then I was some guy. I had like 10,000 followers on Instagram and no other social media. And when anybody who I liked or like listened to their music or watched them in movies would DM me, every time I was like, whoa, that's cool. I'd like show my buddy, I'm like, yo, look, you know? And I'd be like, hey, what's up, bro? Like, what can I help you with? You know, whatever I said. And then he'd be like, we should go gamble. For me, I was just so taken back that they even knew who I was. And then went all the way as to ask me to hang out. You know, like there's so many things that have to happen for that to be the result.
Yeah.
That I was so like just taken back that I was like, whatever you want to do, I'm just shocked that you want to hang out or like know who I am or whatever. You want to gamble? Sure, let's gamble, you know?
Yeah.
And so we started doing that. And pretty quickly, I became this like figure in that culture.
Yeah.
You know, that now, like, you know, I just came right now from Rod Wave and Tusi, you know what I mean? Like nobody asked me to gamble. They're just my boys.
Yeah.
Just being around and being in the scene, they got to know me not as a gambler, but as a human being. Yeah. And they're like, bro, you're dope. They're like, we like the same things, you know?
So people were essentially just flying into Vegas just to hang out and gamble with you.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like hey, I'm using this as like an investment, you know, triple my money. Would you have anybody that did that?
Yeah, some people, but those are the people that don't understand gambling because I can lose and I do lose. Like I have losses, you know? And so the people that are like, let me just wire you this money, send it back when you triple it, you know, in 2 hours.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I was willing to engage because again, I was just so like surprised they knew who I was and I was so like almost starstruck, you know? That I was just like, yeah, no problem. And then I saw like they don't understand what's happening. So once sort of the star struckness like wore off and I was just like a regular friend with these guys, it became really easy for me to tell people no.
Yeah.
Every day, many, you know, very famous people are like, hey, can we do this? And I'm like, you know what? Nah.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to like meet me, like I'm going to this show. If you want to come to the show and hang out, we can chat.
Yeah.
And if we become friends, but like, nah, like I'm not a circus monkey. You're not gonna just be like, here's some money. Like I'm like, bro, I'm good.
You got your own money.
Yeah, I'm
got your
good.
own thing going on.
Yeah. So once I felt that I was welcomed in that culture, that community, or became like a little bit of a celebrity in my own right, and I didn't need that, or the starstruckness wore off. I was just chilling, and I'm chilling.
Do you remember a big loss that you took with somebody else's money that you felt bad about?
Yeah. Yeah. There was one in particular. That's what happened, bro. I can't say who it is on the air. I can tell you after. So a friend of mine.
Maybe on the Patreon?
Maybe.
Perhaps. Okay.
So I have a friend. He's a rapper. Very famous. And we were friends for like a while, right? And never once talked about gambling. We were just friends. Like we were always at the same parties, the same club, the same show. We were just there. And anytime we were there, we just link. Sometimes we'd go out, just me and him, whatever. Finally says to me one day, he goes, hey, you want to gamble? And I go, sure. I got this game in LA. Like, we can pull up. He goes, all right, can I give you 50K? Right. And now relative 50K is not a lot. Right. But this was like a particular loss I felt bad about. So he's like, okay. I was like, yeah, I was like, I don't care, bro. I'm just hanging out. I'm playing cards whether you're there or not. Like, I don't care. Right. He goes, I'll come and I'll throw 50K in the mix. I'm like, all right, cool. He shows up. It's quite an environment, a lot of women and party favors and other like types of famous people. And it's a cool environment. And I didn't know, but he had never been. I didn't know. We never had talked about it. I didn't even realize, I always give a disclaimer like, hey, we can lose. Just know that, and everybody says the same thing. They go, yep, I get it. I go, all right, cool. I didn't realize that he didn't realize what I was really saying. Like he heard the words, but didn't listen to the words. Right. And it's because he's never gambled a day in his life. He's never placed a single wager. And I didn't know that. So I'm giving him the disclaimer just like as friends. I'm like, hey, bro, I'll do it. You want to bring 50? I don't care. You could bring none and just hang out. But he said, no, I want to make money. I go, okay, well, hold on. Hopefully we make money, but just know, like, we are gambling. There's a chance we lose. He goes, yeah, I'll go. I'm going to bring 50. I'm going to bring 50. We're going to make some money. We're going to party. And I'm thinking like, oh, he's just like hype, positive manifestation. Like, yeah, we're going to win. We're going to, all right, whatever, bro. Come on. So he comes, we sit down, I play one hand, we win like 17K, this pot. We were playing Omaha, right? We won 17K, I'm raking the chips, he's sitting next to me. I go, yo, we just won that one, it was 17K. He starts like chilling, he's like, give me a shot. He goes, hey, one of you whores, get over here, rub my back, and he's like chilling, whatever. Like 30 seconds goes by and I lose a hand. And he goes, what happened? And I go, oh, we lost that one, we lost like 30K on that. He goes, oh, I thought we won 17. And I go, yeah, the last hand we did, what do you mean? You go, well, you thought it was over? But because he's never placed a wager before, he didn't understand what was happening. We ended up losing the 50K, right? And he was so distraught. Now, the guy's got tons of money, right? So it's not the money. And this is something a non-gambler will never understand. The emotional hangover of taking a loss of any size. So for a week, he was calling me every day like, hey, bro, like, I don't feel good. He's like, I feel sick. How do I get over this feeling? Wow. And that during that week is when I realized he's never placed a wager. And finally I asked him, I go, bro, do you gamble? And he goes, no, I don't know how. And I go, man, like this is not the world for you.
Right. Did you see any real degenerate gamblers like addicted really bad, like a disease, like being addicted to drugs?
Yeah. Of famous people or anybody? I've seen both, honestly.
Both?
Yeah, I've seen both. Yeah.
Wow.
But honestly,
did you have to cut people off? Did you have to tell celebrities like, hey, you're not in a good way. I don't want to do this for you?
Because I don't need their money. I don't need like whatever we're about to win, maybe like that doesn't even affect my bottom line. So for me, it's more important like their well-being than anything. And I'm a friend before I am like a gambler,
Yeah.
And I discourage gambling. I have a foundation where, at no cost at all, anybody who struggles with gambling addiction, drug addiction, or mental health, they just have to reach out to my foundation. We find them treatment totally for free. So like I'm a big advocate for not gambling. Honestly, it ruins endless lives and saves only a couple, like hardly any.
And enriches a bunch of people that are cheating you in Vegas.
Scumbags, yeah.
Okay, and tell us really quick about the games you had in LA. I think you still currently have them? Look,
have is not the right word.
We snitch on this podcast, sorry.
Play in is a better way to phrase it.
Okay. Tell us about these games.
Yeah. They're cool. There's all different ranges.
Like private?
They're private, all private location, no like +1, no cameras, all the girls sign an NDA and have to hand their phone into the locker before they walk in. The men are all high profile men. There's very little female players in this network. There are some. There are also high like ranking women as well. A lot of them are politicians or pretty famously known CEOs or founders or actors and singers and producers and people that prefer discretion and privacy and I don't disagree at all.
Do you run them or do you just participate in them?
I don't know anybody who runs them.
Got it. Okay. Can you elaborate on that? I'll ask you again. Do you own them? Or do you just, if one were to own them, because clearly somebody owns them, right? Like in this world exists in the world of Mexican cartels in LA. Some guy, El Mago, who was connected with the Sinaloa cartel, he was just murdered outside of one. They're called casitas. And they're private parties where rich business owners, drug dealers, money launderers go to have whores, gamble,
That's a
drink and
slightly
party.
different. That's a slightly different world. So the casinos is more like low level stuff, like street gangs, cartel, like that.
Yeah.
The ones that I'll use the term familiar with are a much different world. Very clean, upscale. There's no violence. There's no crime. There's no drug dealers. There's no Yeah.
I just want to know: are they? I assume these are illegal. Who owns them in general?
Well,
I just want to know the structure.
It's actually not illegal. So playing poker is not illegal. What's illegal is running an unlicensed casino. So there is a very clear line of when you're playing poker and when you're running an unlicensed casino. So as long as you're not running an unlicensed casino, there's no crime being committed.
So these games that you attend or go to, they're licensed?
No, but they're not a casino.
Okay, so you can
essentially it's guys playing poker.
It's really just it could just be friends. Friends in a house playing poker is not illegal.
That's not illegal.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Great. Let's get back to how it all kind of ends with you in Vegas. So they're with you, harassment, cutting off your Wi-Fi, trapping you in elevators. What year? How did you eventually get banned?
It happened gradually over the last 18 months of that 3-year span. It started gradually. Some were just like, don't come back. Some that I walked in for the first time ever, when I walked in, they would greet me with security and say, your action's too strong, please leave.
Wow.
Some would do crazy things. Some would make false claims. I had one that told me I touched too many forks in the high limit buffet. There's like a lounge, like a buffet kind of, and like all the forks are like out, And I swear to God, I bring in cash, and this particular casino has 2 high limit rooms. There's one on the first floor, which is standard. Then they have like a super high limit room, very private. It's on the second floor, and it's got its own name. It's got its own entrance. It's a whole thing, and that's where I like to play in this particular building. It's quiet and there's nobody in there. It's very private. I like that. I don't like distractions. I don't like any of that. So I bring in cash, and where the cage is right next to this lounge where the players can just there's just a food option, snacks, buffet style, whatever. And so I put my cash at the cage. I know it's going to take them a while to count it. I'm watching. I'm going to hop over to the lounge while you count. So I'm in the lounge and I'm eating, getting food. I just peek my head around the corner. I see they're still counting. No problem. I get greeted with like a group of security. They go, "Are you Mikki Mase?" I go, "Can I help you with something?" They go, "Are you him?" I go, "What's the problem?" They go, They go, "You touch too many forks." I go, "What's the limit of forks I can touch?" And they go, "Just to be clear, are you Mikki Mase?" And I go, "Yeah, I am." The dude rips out this freaking index card like it's the biggest FBI bust of the century. And he's standing in a power stance, reading me my Miranda rights for the casino.
Yeah.
It's a trespassing, it's a thing they always read. And the guy's, there's like 10 security guards there, and this guy in a power stance just barking off at this index card. And I'm like, "What's the problem, fellas?"
Yeah.
And the problem is you touch too many forks. We need to escort you to your car and follow you off property. Are you guys being serious? And they go, "Yeah, if you have a problem with it, call your host and you guys handle it on your own."
And how much cash had you brought in?
It was like $300K, which wasn't even a lot. I was just going I was early in the morning.
That's
I was
light
just
work.
Yeah, I was just going for some fun. So they banned me for touching too many forks in the lounge.
So they don't give you an official, like you're 86 from here?
They give me those. I never accept them. I don't think it works this way, but I'm assuming if I never accept it, then I can claim like negligence or even ignorance. Like, I don't have a piece of paper. I never touched a piece of paper, but they always try to give it to you.
Right.
It's like one of those 3 pieces where it's like the pink, the yellow, and the white. The ink goes through all 3. They always try to rip one off and give you one, but I never take one.
Are you in litigation with any of these places? No. Okay. Are there any places?
I wasn't cheating. If I was cheating, your first offense for cheating in the state of Nevada is 5 years in state prison.
Holy.
First offense.
Wow.
I've never been indicted. I've never been in prison for cheating. I didn't cheat. Never cheated.
So are there any places that you can still go to?
There's 2 buildings in Las Vegas I'm allowed in. I think one of them doesn't really want me there. So like I try not to stir their feathers. I'll go there for like dinner or like a show. And there's another one that doesn't really care. And I think the reason they don't care is because for my own strategy, and I don't need to, I don't play that big. There's only one spot. So if something ever goes wrong there, I don't have like a backup plan. Like I don't have an insurance policy, like an insurance plan, So I don't play that big there because I don't want to feel cornered. And also I don't have to, and it's really stressful. So knowing that it's my only spot, that every time a celebrity calls me and asks me to bring them to Vegas, this is the spot we go. So I think they reap the benefits of the biggest names in the world walking into their doors.
It's good promotion for them.
Yeah, but they only walk into that set of doors because I'm the one that brought them there, you know? So I think that, and this is not confirmed, like, I don't know. And the casino doesn't pay me. I wish they did, but they should.